What elements go into making a good gingerbread house?
Well, the gingerbread obviously is the first. You got to use the gingerbread that's pretty hard.
We call it construction grade. It doesn't really taste very good.
Yeah, we don't eat them at all. After we handle it so much and then it sits down there, you don't know who's touching it. You don't eat it afterwards. We smash it with a hammer. Well, we found a good recipe online several years ago from some people that they have a national gingerbread thing back east. And it was a lady that did hers. She competes in that. So we used that one. It doesn't have any like baking soda and baking powder like a normal cookie or gingerbread would. So. And we've also found that it works better if you, whatever pattern you pick, if you cut the pieces out before you bake them, instead of baking it and then trying to cut something out. If it's too soft, it'll fall.
Right. Our first one was very soft. So we learned from our mistakes. It was very thick. So we have learned to make them skinnier and harder. So it's almost like a cracker. Mm-hmm. And that way you can work with them.
But sometimes we draw our own patterns. So we'll cut them out on cereal boxes so we can tape them together and see what they're going to look like and if it's going to work before we actually cut out the gingerbread.
It all has to be made from food. I wouldn't eat it. Like royal icing has raw egg whites in it. So I wouldn't actually eat the royal icing, but it has to be made from something that you consider.
So it's just egg whites and powdered sugar. But the stuff
and
dries pretty rock hard.
But my kids were pretty little and they got excited about it. And then it became a thing where like now everybody at our work, both of us, and Facebook, when the season comes, they start saying, "Oh, it's gingerbread time. Here's a picture."
I've actually had people this week saying, "I haven't seen any gingerbread construction pictures on Facebook." So.
We always have to have a pond because we always have to have a duck because my daughter makes the duck, and she has since the beginning. So we always have to make sure there's room for a pond in there. And yeah, the planning, we usually start talking in October, and then we start baking in November.
We usually start planning once we hear what the theme is going to be for the Snowflake. We try really hard to match to what the theme is for the whole festival.
Like the year we won Grand Champion is because we matched to the theme really well. We learned a couple of years ago it's way better to decorate the houses before you stand them up because then the stuff isn't sliding down the wall after you.
And it's easier when you're down here than trying to get it up when it's standing up.
Something that we
except for the roof. We usually do the roof after it's up.
We try really hard to have a plan and go with it, and that saves you some heartache.
Sometimes we get into crunch time and we don't do as much landscaping as we'd like. I think that sometimes hurts us.
Yeah, so we've learned that we can build the trees. We can use the upside down cone and squirt all the green on it, make a tree, and we can keep those. So the trees last for years. So that's a good tip because I keep them in a box at school and can bring them here and we're good to go. So we don't have to do everything every year all over again. It's not about what it tastes like; it's what you need it to be like. Mostly have fun with it. Like last year, we put stockings on the outside of the house and put my kids' names in them. And it doesn't have to be real. And like our people aren't always the right size for the house, but who cares? It's supposed to be fun. Have a good time. And that's what I was telling her. I want everybody to do it. It's so much fun. Just jump in there and do it. And you'll learn. You'll learn your own, okay, I like this, I don't like that. It takes some time and investment, but
you have to be willing to have some frustrations along the way too.
You ever put pressure on yourselves to try to top yourselves from the previous year?
Absolutely.
Especially when we keep getting second place.
It's kind of become the family joke. We got second place again, guys. Because the kids will call and go, I don't see any gingerbread pictures. What's going on?
Are you already starting to plot next year's house?
Always. Always.